Everyone, it is Sunday, February 16th, 2020 at 10:22 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, everyone. So, have you guys been watching gold recently? Wondered how you guys can get in on the action? May come as a surprise, but you can without buying gold. Gold has skyrocketed, but right behind it is silver. And you can get silver through Noble Gold. Like that dog that follows its master, silver follows gold. In fact, sometimes it even overtakes it, and it's cheaper. Gold is around 80 times the price of silver right now, and that's quite the discount on the dollar, but you stand to make the same kind of profit. Between December and January, silver made over 14%, and imagine the tax relief on top if you bought that for your IRA or 401k. Noble Gold can help you guys. The name has gold in it, but they offer silver, platinum, and skyrocketing palladium too. Find out more. Call Noble Gold now. Discover how you can retire safely with silver. 877-646-5347 or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Make sure to let them know that Tracy Bean sent you. Stand by. Stand by. I have to clear my throat. Sorry about that. So, going live on Twitter right now as well. YouTube, Twitter, DLive, Facebook. Everybody's still very frustrated, understandable. There's a lot more information coming out, but I want to cover something that I covered a long time ago that everybody needs a refresher on because it's starting to be talked about more, obviously, because of this McCabe debacle. And I want to go through this thread with everyone. Hey guys, how are you? And bear with me because I have an absolutely debilitating migraine right now. So if I'm a little slow, that's why. But I got to do this. It's one of those things you get this urge and you're just like, have to do it. Have to do it. So Byron York this morning tweets, nicely put by Andrew McCarthy on McCabe's maneuver. Good thing he had no intention to lie. And this is what McCarthy says. He says, as an old trial lawyer, I'd be remiss if I failed to rehearse my favorite part of the IG report. The journal story generated by McCabe's leak was published on October 30th, a Sunday. Late that afternoon, McCabe called the head of the FBI's Manhattan office. Why? Well, to ream him out over media leaks. McCabe railed that the New York agents must be the culprits. He also made a similar call to the Bureau's Washington field office, warning its chief to get his house in order and stop those terribly damaging leaks. It is worth remembering that McCabe's October 30th scolding of subordinates, when you think about how he later claimed that on the very next day, he'd freely admitted to his superior Comey that he himself was the source of the leak. Quite the piece of work, this guy, to throw the scent off himself after carefully arranging the leak. McCabe dressed down the FBI's two premier field offices, knowing they were completely innocent, and then pretended for months that he knew nothing about the leak. Everybody pay very close attention as I go through this thread right now because I literally just took it down. I literally just took this thread down from my pinned tweet on Twitter. The day before Thursday. I took it down Thursday. I thought, you know what? It's time for a refresher. But I put this tweet up April 15th, 2018, almost 2 years ago when this came out. So everybody pay very close attention because Twitter has shadow banned and removed several of the tweets in this thread just because I guess they feel like they don't want them anymore. So, hidden within this IG report that we just got this decision from the Justice Department on is an astronomically damning correlation between Loretta Lynch, the New York field office of the FBI, McCabe, and the NYPD. On September 28th, 2016, McCabe is made aware of information that they found regarding Hillary Clinton on Anthony Weiner's laptop in an unrelated sexting case they're investigating. Everybody has to remember that. You see? This was a big issue. He sat on this. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe knew of thousands of emails related to the Hillary Clinton private server investigation for at least a month before then FBI Director James Comey informed Congress, the Wall Street Journal reported late Wednesday. And here is the article. This in particular
breaking news tonight
is shadow banned on Twitter. You can't see the tweet anymore. It says it's unavailable. McCabe, amongst other atrocities, sits on this information for an entire month before there begins to be unrest within the local office and the force. The agents on staff in the NYPD get very restless about what was on that computer and the fact that it is being concealed. If you're going to spam my chat, please don't do that, because if you do, I'll have to block you. I hate that. It's horrible. Don't do it. So McCabe sits on this Weiner laptop thing, and so he doesn't tell anybody. Then they all sit on it collectively together. On October 24th of 2016, AG Loretta Lynch swaps out the federal investigative team looking into the officers responsible for the Erik Garner case. So if you remember, the Staten Island Police Department was under fire for the death of Erik Garner, and they were looking to press charges on them federally. And the team that was doing this investigation was unable to find anything. What the Justice Department review means for the Erik Garner case: one possibility is that federal prosecutors closest to the investigation don't believe there's enough evidence to bring charges, but are being pushed by DOJ in Washington, D.C. to continue the investigation and bring a new case forward. So Loretta Lynch swaps out the team that is looking into the Erik Garner case at this time on October 26th, right when this is 24th, right when this is all happening. This is telling because, as ABC hints, it appears they're pushing more aggressively for an indictment and conviction of the officers involved. A grand jury on Staten Island failed to indict in the case, and then they passed it to Maine Justice. Now, in the OIG report on McCabe's leaks, it states that on 10/26, same day, McCabe and the New York ADIC of the FBI participate in what they call a hastily convened conference call with Loretta Lynch, who delivers the same message about leaks with a focus of leaks in the Erik Garner case. This is from the IG report. On October 26th, McCabe and New York ADIC participated in what McCabe described as a hastily convened conference call with the Attorney General, who delivered the same message to us about leaks, with a specific focus being on leaks regarding the high-profile investigation by FBI's New York field office into the death of Erik Garner. McCabe told us that he has never heard her use more forceful language. Now remember, the New York field office of the FBI had nothing to do with the leaks to the Wall Street Journal that McCabe is trying to pin on them. New York ADIC confirmed that the participants got, quote, ripped by the AG on leaks. It's very interesting that Loretta Lynch would have been on this call, and it's very interesting that they're admonishing the New York FBI for leaks, especially if they were supposed to be about the Wall Street Journal article, as later noted in the report. The New York agents had no way to know the information that McCabe leaked. They had no way to know it. The same day as that phone call, Rudy Giuliani is on all of the MSM floating some big surprises in the coming days. I'm going to show you this clip in a second. We're going to watch it now. Here we go.
So you are making the argument, and others in the Trump camp are making the argument, that the polls are all wrong, that people are going to be shocked, that these pollsters, I would imagine, are going to be out of business if they're all wrong.
Well, they have been before.
Come November 9th. What are you basing that on?
Okay. I sat here at Fox, and then I went over to NBC and CBS in 2008, and none other than some of your bosses told me the election was over and the Fox poll showed that Kerry was going to be the president. I was on NBC with Senator Kennedy, and Tom Brokaw and Senator Kennedy were picking the Kerry cabinet. It was over. The exit polls had him winning. They had him winning Pennsylvania by 19 and this one by...
And then Ohio happened.
And then Ohio happened. I'm sorry. I don't believe in polls. Every election I ever won, I outperformed the polls. Even ones I lost. I was down by 12, I lost by 3. I was down by 4, I won by 4. I was ahead by 12, I won by 18. So I've always overperformed the polls. They've never been accurate in my case.
All right. So what about ground game? Because, you know, that's the big argument for Hillary Clinton.
This is states.
I understand. But, you know, Florida, Ohio, Iowa, Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, looks like it's going for her. But then he's got to have either New Hampshire, Colorado, or Wisconsin.
Well, exposure there. So he spent, the reason that Florida flipped, and he's now 3 points ahead, is he spent 3 or 4 days there. He got his message out there.
Are there enough days left in this calendar, though, to get to all those states?
There's enough time left, and then he's got a couple of surrogates like me, and we'll separate out. I'm going to spend the weekend in New Hampshire. I'm going to actually go from Dallas, where I have to give a speech, to University of North Texas.
Why Texas is on the bubble?
Oh, I just talked to one of my good friends in Texas who says that's the biggest joke in the world. They can't find... They can't find a Hillary supporter in Texas, or somebody who's willing to be a Hillary supporter in Texas. But I'm going to be in Texas tomorrow. Then I'm going to go to Nevada, Colorado, and come back through New Hampshire. And I'll do my own campaigning, so it won't be the 10,000 that he gets, but maybe I can get 2,000 or 3,000.
Listen, call us from the road, because we would love to hear from you how things
and
are.
then I think he's got a surprise or two that you're going to hear about in the next 2 days.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking about some pretty big surprise.
Oh, yeah, I heard you say that this morning. What do you mean?
You'll see.
Stay tuned. Rudy Giuliani, you're lucky because we got to go. I'm out of time. Otherwise, I keep pressing you.
We're not going to go down, and we're certainly not going to stop fighting. We've got a couple things up our sleeve that should turn this around in a way that even the liberal pollsters will get to see it.
Rudy Giuliani.
So this was actually something that he was criticized for doing up until today. So again, this is back in 2016 before the election. So to recap, McCabe and Lynch are admonishing the New York field office about leaks they didn't make while talking about Garner. 2 days after this, Comey sends the letter to Congress announcing that they are reopening the Clinton email investigation. Okay? Pay close attention here. On November 1st, 2016, McCabe recuses himself from any investigations having to do with Clinton. Here's where it gets very interesting. Erik Prince, a name you guys should know, appears in a major interview on Breitbart News where he drops a huge bombshell about what was found on Weiner's laptop. And he states inside of this interview that the Justice Department was using Eric Garner as leverage. So let me just break this down for you again quickly. Erik Prince does this interview in 2016, before any of this IG stuff is out, where he says that the Justice Department is threatening these offices with prosecution in the Garner case should they leak about what was found on the Weiner laptop. Okay? This is before the IG report. This is in 2016. Then in 2018, we get this IG report where McCabe tells the IG that Loretta Lynch is on the phone with him and the New York field office threatening them about leaks, and they switch out the prosecution team in the Eric Garner case. So we have corroboration here. We have corroboration between what Erik Prince says in this interview and what McCabe tells the IG years later, and also the New York field office tells the IG. That's huge. Why is it huge? Because of what's said in the interview. We have both the IG confirms that they spoke with the FBI in New York about the Garner case, and we have Prince confirming that they were threatened with the case. I'm going to play this interview for you because it's right in the beginning as far as I know. Yeah, I think it is. Bear with me because I don't have the timestamp ready, but this is the full interview.
Prince, founder Blackwater, former Navy SEAL, and a great friend of the site, retired Navy SEAL. I guess it's a permanent deal. Erik Prince, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning to you, or is it good evening? I don't know the time change.
It's evening here.
It is evening there. So it's first of all, your thoughts on this, the FBI saying 99% chance, multiple agencies hacked Hillary's email server.
Sure. I mean, it's not like the foreign intelligence agencies leave a thank you note after they've hacked and stolen your data.
We've requested that, and they
listen
never
carefully.
obliged for some reason.
For some reason not. But, you know, I want to give color on why the FBI, why Comey had to do that last week.
Yeah, please do.
because of Weinergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it. Through a subpoena, through a warrant, they searched his laptop and sure enough found those 650,000 emails. They found way more stuff than just the more information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to this sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI, and they said, we're going to go public with this if you don't reopen the investigation and you don't do the right thing with timely indictments. I believe, I know, and this is from a very well-placed source of mine at 1PP, One Police Plaza in New York. The NYPD wanted to do a press conference announcing the warrants and the additional arrests they were making in this investigation, and they've gotten huge pushback to the point of coercion from the Justice Department, with the Justice Department threatening to charge someone that had been unrelated in the accidental heart attack death of Erik Weiner, the guy almost 2 years ago. So that's the level of pushback the Obama Justice Department is doing against actually seeking justice in these email and other related criminal matters.
I'm going to keep playing this, but I just want you guys to understand what I just showed you. When this first came out, people didn't know whether they should believe Prince. They were very confused. They were like, oh, it's just conspiracy theory about Epstein and Epstein Island again. All those damn conspiracy theorists with their Epstein Island. Listen, he just said that the Justice Department was threatening them with prosecution in the Eric Garner case, an unrelated case. And then we get corroboration of that in the IG report that McCabe was being investigated for these leaks to the Wall Street Journal, okay? This means that if you doubted other things that Prince was saying, you can probably take a little bit more confidence in them because they're corroborated pretty clearly now, okay? I hope you guys all heard that. I'm tempted to play it again for you in case you didn't, but the links will all be there. This is really a big deal, and it's such a big deal that Preet Bharara commented on this at the time. The AG of the United States used for everything that they say about frickin' Barr. The Attorney General of the United States used the Justice Department to threaten the FBI and the New York Police Department, the NYPD, into sitting on evidence of disgusting criminality to protect Hillary Clinton and everyone else. I'm going to play it again because it's important. Someone's requesting it. I'm going to play it again.
There's 5 different parts of the FBI.
Let's start.
I'm good, Alex. Good morning.
Good morning to you, or is it good evening? I don't know the time change.
It's evening here.
It is evening there. So it's first of all, your thoughts on this, the FBI saying 99% chance. Multiple agencies hacked Hillary's email server.
Sure. I mean, it's not like the foreign intelligence agencies leave a thank you note after they've hacked and stolen your data.
We've requested that, and they never oblige for some reason.
For some reason not. But, I want to give color on why the FBI, why Comey had to do that last week.
Yeah, please do.
Because of Weinergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it. Through a subpoena, through a warrant, they searched his laptop and sure enough found those 650,000 emails. They found way more stuff than just the more information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to this sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI, and they said, we're going to go public with this if you don't reopen the investigation and you don't do the right thing with timely indictments. I believe, I know, and this is from a very well-placed source of mine at 1PP, One Police Plaza in New York. The NYPD wanted to do a press conference announcing the warrants and the additional arrests they were making in this investigation, and they've gotten huge pushback to the point of coercion from the Justice Department, with the Justice Department threatening to charge someone that had been unrelated in the accidental heart attack death of Eric Garner, the guy almost 2 years ago. Is that?
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Again, this is all when they found the laptop. All of it. This is the most important thing I've ever discovered. I've said that so many times, but it's true. Again, this tweet has gotten 46,000 retweets because it is bombshell. Why is it bombshell? It's seen 8 million times. This is why it's bombshell. And it's coming back up again, okay? It's bombshell because McCabe tells the IG that Loretta Lynch got on the phone and threatened the New York field office with prosecution in the Garner case. McCabe tells them that. And then the New York office confirms it. And on the same day as that call, Loretta Lynch takes the prosecution team that was investigating Garner out and puts a new one in. They weren't able to find anything. There's a new one put in. When that new prosecution team comes in, they call, they threaten the New York field office. You better watch your ass, because if you don't, we're gonna get your guys on this case. And the reason why we know now that everything that Erik Prince was saying was, it's corroborated, is because he mentions that in 2016, right before the election, when nobody else knew. No, David, this issue was not broken years ago. The laptop was broken years ago. The fact that there was bad stuff on the laptop was floating around before the election in 2016. The corroboration that what people were saying was literally actually true didn't happen until April of 2018. I'm trying to be as clear with this as I can, because it's not old news. Well, it's old news for me because it's been out since 2018, but it's not old news, and that a lot of people didn't know that this was in there. But again, everything's linked here. Twitter has broken the heck out of this thread. They don't want anybody to see it. Like, literally tons of tweets in here are gone. They show his tweet is unavailable. But I'm hoping that doing this live stream and kind of walking through it with everybody, you'll be able to see it. Now, there was also another break in this case where one of the officers in this, I got to find it. I'll do a follow-up video. There was more to this that happened a little bit later. But that's just what I wanted to show you guys today. I'm not going to take all your time on a Sunday morning, but please, if you find this information important, I'm going to write it up, and I think I'm going to go on a little bit of a media tour doing this story, because it's so important, and it's so like, for so long, people are so afraid to talk about this stuff because, it's a conspiracy theory. Now that we've got Epstein, who didn't kill himself, and we've got, those indictments and everything, I think that, people should open their eyes a little bit here, okay? Anyway, if you guys appreciate the work that I do, you can please support me on Patreon at patreon.com/TracyBeans with a Z. You can also support me on Subscribestar at Tracy Beans and paypal.me/TracyBeans. Make sure that you check out uncoverdc.com, where we break tons of stories all the time. We have our coronavirus part 2 coming out in a day or so after I can stop my head from pounding. And the rest of this is probably going to be written up in a succinct way to kind of spread far and wide. Guys, make sure you share this again, should you find it valuable. It's all data, a half hour full of data. Appreciate you guys very much. Stay positive. Stay